Welcome to the Charlie Parker Challenge. We're talking about Just Friends. This is, after the intro, the first half of the form. So the chords it's sitting on, let's talk about that for a second. It goes from a D flat major 7 to a G flat 7 to an A flat major 7, then a 2-5 in A. So B minor 7 to E7. Then it goes B flat minor, E flat 7, A flat major 7, B flat 7, and E flat 7. Those are the changes. It would behoove you to learn them in advance. But now let's look at the lines he's playing over them. So the first chord, he starts playing the melody, but he does cool things to it. He goes... So what's that? He's going 5th to the 7th, and then he kind of plays an arpeggio down to the 6th. That's just the melody. That note sits on the G flat, it's flatted 7th, but then he plays a little line inside that G flat 7. Now in bebop, a lot of times, they're embellishing the melody by adding these cool lines. So what does he do there? He goes... So that's passing notes from the root to the flat 7 of that G flat 7, and then he plays this really nice sound, which is an A flat minor over the G flat 7. Then he goes to the next chord, the 1 chord, and he plays the melody without adding too much of the A flat. And then this note is that flatted 3rd of the B minor, which is the melody note. But then to articulate that bar, he just goes up a B Dorian or E Mixolydian, however you want to think about it. But it's a real nice scalar run inside that melody. In time it's like... Right? Little horn line. It's very cool. Then he goes to the 2 minor chord and he plays... So you have that little trill. And then when it comes back to the 1 chord, it's an epic run. He goes... So what happened there? It's just a scale run down from the 7th to the 5th, up from the 3rd to the 5th, down to that 9. And then from this point he goes from the 7th all the way up to the 5th, just up an A flat major. Approach note to the 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, 9th. And then he plays 7th, root, 9th. So that whole thing. And then these nice slides. So the first one is an A flat major to the 4th, and then this one already goes to the next chord. It lands on the 9th of that B flat 7. So that whole run. And then he takes a short break and plays a cool bebop line on that B flat 7. He goes... Doesn't get any better than that. It's like an ultimate line. What happened there? It's an enclosure around the flatted 7th of that B flat 7. Right? He's playing 2 notes from below, 2 notes from above. Then down Mixolydian. Then he plays a D minor 7 flat 5 to get up, right? then he resolves to 13th, 5th, 9th. Tensions on that B flat 9. It's a beautiful sound. So that whole run. And then when he goes to the 5 chord, the E flat, he uses its 9th, 13th root and resolves to its 5th. So the very last drum before he gives the melody away for the string sits on an A flat 7, and the time is really cool. That last measure, it starts on the end of 1, but you got to think about it almost like I use Indian solfege. It's takadimi takita 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 takadimi. So takadimi takita 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 takadimi ta. So I'm thinking about like 1 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1. So 1. It's all about those groupings, right? So it's it almost sounds like it's floating, but the rhythm's just complicated. It's like right? That's the idea. In terms of notes, it's just passing note on an A flat 7 between the 3rd and the 2nd to the root, passing tones from the 6th to the 5th, enclosure around the 3rd, and then passing tones again from the 6th to the 5th. And then it ends with this F minor triad over the A flat, which gives you an A flat 6, and resolves to the 6 of D flat major. Cool. We have this all transcribed for you. It's complicated, so join our Patreon and get your tabs down in the link below, and we'll see you next time.